Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access your high school and beyond plan, what the list of tasks is, where it is, and I'm also going to highlight some of the often overlooked features that Naviance has that you guys will want to know about and might actually find extremely helpful and useful and are some of my favorite features that the Naviance program has. So to start with, we need to access our high school and beyond plan, and we do so by going to the Bothell High School webpage. Once you get there, you go up under Counseling, hover over Counseling, scroll down to Naviance, click on that, and then it takes us to our login screen. At the username field, we just type in our student number at Bothell. I'm using a demo student here. And then your password, if you haven't logged into Naviance for several weeks or months, uh, it's likely that your password will need to be changed. And so what will happen is you'll type in a password here, it won't work. It's going to send an email to your apps.nsd.org email account, and you'll want to access that email and follow the steps to change your new password, change to a new password. I've also created a video on just the password change process. If you'd like to watch that, it's on our webpage. You can access that and it'll show you kind of a step-by-step on how to change your password and that will prevent you from getting locked out of your account. If you have changed your password, then go ahead and list your password here and you'll be able to access your account. So once you get in here, you see the full Naviance homepage, and there's quite a few things here. One of the things I'll just start with is just highlighting this Welcome to Naviance section. It explains a little bit about Naviance and what it is and the purpose of it and how we're utilizing it here in North Shore School District and at Bothell High School. We have some information down here about the College Bound Scholarship Program in case any of you are a part of that program um, and need more information about it or a reminder, a refresher on it. We also have for seniors who need to fill out their FAFSA for financial aid. There's some information here. It takes you directly to the FAFSA site. For undocumented seniors who are looking to receive financial aid, there's also the WASPA website here. That's a very important page to go to find out what you can do to apply for financial assistance for college. And then lastly, we have some dual credit and career tech ed programs linked here where you can see what our district is offering uh, in the current tech ed world as well as dual credit. And then finally down here at the bottom, just some information about what Naviance, again, more information about what Naviance does and how we're utilizing it. So I'm going to go back up here to home, and you see my favorites here. We're not going to access anything on this list this way, but you can kind of have shortcuts to some of the things that I'll show you um, by accessing them this way if you'd like to. If we have college visits, so in the fall, every fall we'll have college admissions officers visit Bothell High School to talk to the students about about their school, let you guys know what it's all about at their campus, and answer any questions you guys might have. But you have to sign up for those visits, and so oftentimes you'll hear in the bulletin, sign up on Naviance, or there's an information session that the counselors are putting on. Sign up in Naviance. This is where you go. You go to the Naviance homepage. You've logged in. You'll go down here to What's New, and it will list the upcoming visits or information sessions that you need to sign up for. You'll click on a link that says more information, and then on the top right it will say something like register now, and then you register. That is getting you on a list, and that's your pass to and from class. You can show your phone. You can log back in here and go back down here and show that you've registered for it by showing the phone to your teacher, and then I'll have a list that I will give Mrs. Lamer, our attendance secretary, a roster of kids who attended, so that you'll be excused from class for visits that are during class time that you attend. So that's how you sign up for college visits or information session or anything else that we're having you sign up through Naviance. To access the list of tasks that is your high school and beyond plan, you're going to want to go up here to My Planner and click on that, and then scroll down and click on Tasks. And that takes you to the list of tasks that you need to work on. We work on these a little bit at a time. We'll do a few each year and then ultimately wrap up mid-year senior year. And then we'll add one final task late in the senior year that's a senior survey that we have you fill out where you will do you'll let us know where you plan to attend the next year so we know where to send the final transcript and gather some other information that we need at the end of the year from you. And that'll be the final task that you do at the end of the year before you go through the graduation ceremony for seniors. But yeah, we'll work a little bit at a time on each of these tasks. I'm gonna have another video, or there is another video on our website that talks about grade level expectations for the high school and beyond plan. If you missed the class visits that I do with your classes each year, you can go back you can go into our website and there's a link to the Naviance High School and Beyond Plan requirements, and you'll be able to watch the grade level videos for what's expected for you to do each year. And so you'll be doing these each year in your various classes when I visit your classes. Some of the more I think awesome features of Naviance that may not necessarily be part of the high school and beyond plan, but are still really cool features. I'm going to try and highlight those now. And so if I were to go up here to colleges, I'm going to show you one right here, right now. If I go up here to colleges and click on colleges home, this is a really cool tool here, this page for researching colleges. It has a ton of information in here. You can do very specific searches with Supermatch that I will actually walk the juniors through during my junior class visit. There are this one here, the scattergrams. I'll click on the scattergrams right now. Scattergrams are basically well, I'll show you. So what you have here, when I click on scattergram, I can go down to all of the colleges that Bothell High School students have applied to in the last 10 years or so. And it shows how many applicants have applied to University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, for example, or Carnegie Mellon University. We'll go down here. We'll go to, let's see, let's try University of Washington, Seattle. It's got a pretty good number of applicants, I know, if I can find it. Okay, there's UW Bothell, UW Seattle, 747 applicants. So I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to view the scattergram. And it's going to take me to a UW page within the Naviance program. And it's going to have some statistical information here that's really valuable. And I find that our juniors really find this page in particular for each college extremely helpful when they're creating their college list for the next year when they're applying to schools. You can really find out if a school is a sure bet kind of for you to get in, or if it's more of a reach for you, or if it's somewhere in the middle. So for example, here we're looking at the UW Seattle statistics. You've got your deadline, application fee, acceptance rate. One thing I'll always tell people is never trust any deadline information from third-party websites. Only trust the deadline information from the actual school's website. Sometimes those change and there's a delay in getting it to these third-party people, including Naviance, and so I don't always trust this. Same with the fee information. Trust what's on the actual website. These other stats, however, are very helpful and unique to Naviance because it allows students to see their individual grades or GPA and their individual test scores and how it relates to students who got in to these schools. And so it's super unique, and you're not going to find this on any of the other College Board platforms or anything else because it doesn't have the accurate data from Bothell High School. Okay, and so what we're looking at here, applications from your high school to the University of Washington. In the class of 2018, we had 112 applicants. We had 78 accepted, 67 enrolled. Class of 2019, we had a smaller class, so we had 59 applicants. 50 of them were accepted, and 31 were enrolled. So that's a pretty good, that's 50 out of 59. That's a 50 divided by 59. That's an 85% admit rate for the UW Seattle for the class of 2019. That's a really high admit rate. That's awesome. And so it gives you an idea that, yeah, they like Bothell kids. And if you scroll down even further, you can see the actual scattergram. And so what you see on the left is the GPA axis, and on the on the bottom you see the test score axis. And so you can kind of see the average. Looks like the average SAT out of 1600 was a 1203, and the average GPA was a 3.7. The green checks were students who got in, the red X's were students who were denied. Find where you sit on this scattergram, and then you know, okay, this is a reach for me, this is a sure bet for me, this is kind of somewhere in the middle, and you can add it to your list accordingly. And so I think this is an incredibly helpful tool. I recommend that everybody use it, and especially when you're creating that list of colleges. This historical data is something you're never going to find anywhere else, and it gives you a real good idea of what they think of applicants from Bothell High School and what they're expecting out of applicants from Bothell High School in terms of admitted students or denied students. So it can give you a pretty good snapshot. Whereas the national data, if I were just to say, oh, 45% national acceptance rate, well, last year, 85% of the Bothell kids who applied got in. So it's very different than this generic national data that you see right here. Okay. So I'm going to exit out of that. You can look at any of these schools, like I said, very helpful. I recommend playing around with that a ton, especially when you're a junior and you're starting to think about college for the next year and where you're going to apply. And that can kind of dictate schools you want to visit and that sort of thing over the summer as you prepare to narrow down your list. If you go up here to careers, another cool place to check out. Careers home. I'm going to go down here and you'll have ability to explore careers. There's a lot of information in here. If I were to go to explore careers and I'm going to look up physician, for example, it lists a variety of different physicians. We'll go pediatrician. I'll click on that. And now it's going to show job description. It's going to have knowledge and skills. It's going to have tasks and activities, and even wages, national wages, and then your state can give you the wages. If you want to add this to your list, which also satisfies one of your tasks on your high school and beyond plan, all you do is click the heart. And now you've added it to your list and you've satisfied that portion of the high school and beyond plan. As easy as that. But you can really explore a lot about these and see how this Holland code compares to your Holland code after you take the career interest profiler task. You'll get a Holland code and you'll see how your Holland code matches up with the various careers that you're researching, as well as looking at related occupations, seeing what their Holland code is, how it relates to your Holland code. And it's just fun to surf around and learn a little bit more about what's in here. So I'll go back to careers and home. And then over here on the right, you have this really cool video archive. So if I click on Explore More, what's in the archive? They've gone on 52 road trips and interviewed 913 leaders and created these videos about their life and what they did to get where they are. And so right now, there's some recommended leaders that they're talking to that they've done videos with. You can search by interest, by theme, by leader. So if you're going here to theme, you can find like, okay, we'll go in education, for example. And now we have 188 videos on education and their stories and their lives and how they've done what they've done and gotten to the point they're at, and recommendations for you. So really cool archive of videos for you guys to have access to just learn more about what you're curious about, and it's just a cool resource. And then down here, Naviance also has a partnership with Kaplan, and so there's some free Kaplan courses in here, not necessarily on test prep, but I think there actually might be. I'm not sure they're free though. But you can go around and scroll through this Kaplan, what is offered. So the test prep ones are a little bit more, they cost money, but these free courses up here, they've got a lot of different options here for you. Academic skill courses, interpersonal skills, college knowledge, social emotional learning, career knowledge. If you want to learn more about certain colleges, you can click on these, and they're just videos where you can watch and learn about whatever it is you want to learn about in those areas. And I find them pretty helpful, and they're not something we go through as a part of the high school and beyond plan, but there's something that's there that I wish all students would access on their own, and learn a little bit more, learn as much as they can. Um, if you go to About Me, especially for those of you who are juniors and seniors, you will see a lot of your assessment results here. You can also access those by going to My Planner and Tasks and clicking on them again, and you'll see your results. But you can kind of see everything here. Once you've done career interest profile, it'll give you your Holland code. You can look at your Do What You Are and see related careers, your Strengths Explorer, and find out what the career pathways are matched, what career pathways are matched to you. Um, if you have your colleges you're thinking about, if you've favorited any of them, they'll be on this list. So there's just a lot of things in here. One of the things that's pretty cool too is the ability to build a resume. If you need a resume in a pinch, you can click on that and you can go in here and it will start a resume for you, and it has all of the preloaded criterion that you can use. So if you have an objective of obtaining a position as a lifeguard during the summer, you need a resume for your application, you just go in here and you write your objective and add it. And you can add things, you can add any of these things and it will populate it. And then you go over here to print and export your resume, hit the plus sign, and then you can name it. You can look at the different templates to use, name it, and then hit continue. This naming of it will not show up on your resume. It's just for reference, and I think I timed out on my screen. But those are really good resources just to know about that Naviance has. I'll go back to that resume since it locked me out there. I didn't have anything in there. I think that's why it did that. I'll hit that plus sign. I'll add things in here. When I'm done adding, I go to print, export, and it will allow me to, if I hit the plus sign, I can't forget the plus sign, allow me to preview, see which one I like, continue, populate it, and then save it. And then you can print it from there. The courses screen, in the other videos that I created, I showed you about the courses screen. If you're wanting to fill out your 4-year plan or fill out a 4-year plan, this is where you do that. You go in here to the course planning. If you want to create a new plan, you can go in and select a new plan, and it will allow you to do that. I will click on my plan, and I've added some courses in here, but you can plan out your 4 years of Bothell High School, of your classes that you're going to take, and see how those satisfy the requirements that you have to meet in order to graduate, and just play around with that as well, creating that 4-year plan. Super helpful. That is a part of the high school and beyond plan, and you guys will all have a chance to complete that. So those are just some of the many features that Naviance has. My goal is for students to not see this as, yeah, this is where I do my high school and beyond plan, and see it as a chore. I want you guys to see this as something that can be very helpful for you as you navigate high school, and it can be a go-to for everything from learning a little bit more about yourself to learning about what's out there for you, to kind of making that school to life connection, and then researching colleges. If I go here real quick to Colleges Home and I go to Supermatch, this is a really cool tool here in Supermatch. Once I get these little pop-ups off the screen, Supermatch can narrow it down to just about anything that you're looking for in a school. Location, academics. If I just do location, I'm going to go west, and if I just leave it at that, it's going to populate schools down the middle here that fit my criteria. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of them because I just listed all the west schools, and you can click on these schools and find out why they're matched at 100% or 80%. You can compare them. If I were to pin it, and I pin another one, there's 2 that are pinned. I go down here. Let's see, pin. I've got 2 pinned. I'll go down here to the pin section, compare pinned colleges. It's going to show them side by side. Okay, and so you can play around with that too. A ton of, academics, admission, diversity, institution characteristics. You can really narrow it down as much or as little as you want, and then check your your results, and then you can research the schools from there, see what academic programs they have, see what campus programs they have, and see if that's a good fit for you. And then you can also, like I showed you with the scattergrams, you can look at the scattergrams if there have been Bothell applicants in the past. So, not to make this too long, but if there's anything you're looking for in a college, this is where you want to go to do the research. This is the best place for everything. So, if you have questions on any of this, please don't hesitate to email me. My name is BJ Dawson. I'm the Career and College Readiness Counselor at Bothell High School, and you can reach me at bdawson@nsd.org. Have a great day.